Good morning, scholars. Welcome to Read Alouds with Miss Castle. I am so excited to see you here today with me. Who remembers the author that we have been working on this week? What's her name? Yeah, it is Melanie Watt. Yes, scholars, keep it up remembering her name. I see Scaredy Squirrel again. Hey, Scaredy Squirrel, he's throwing up a peace sign saying, "Peace out, Scaredy Squirrel." Today, we're going to be learning what more. But not just that. We're going to be able to meet Melanie Watt. We're going to meet her and see her in a video. When we watch the video, we're also going to hear how she came up with the idea of Scaredy Squirrel and what makes her love Scaredy Squirrel so much. So come along with me as we get to meet Melanie Watt.
I get asked a lot from kids, why is Scaredy so scared of everything? Germs, killer bees, Godzilla, getting bitten by Godzilla, and beavers. I think knowledge is power, and learning things gives you more confidence. So I think Scaredy has a lot to learn. So that's why he's always scared, because he hasn't really discovered that many things yet. When I was little, I was afraid of sharks. Not in ponds, but in my pool. I was afraid of making new friends sometimes because I moved a lot when I was a kid. I moved, I think, 8 times. So being the new kid at school was always a sort of fear. So I can relate to Scaredy making new friends. I think what's important with fears is not to let them stop you. And like I say, learn more about your fears and they might not be so scary.
Love meeting Melanie? She had so many great ideas of how she created Scaredy Squirrel as a character. What are some of the emotions that she mentioned that Scaredy Squirrel has? Yeah, she said that he's always really nervous. Remember yesterday we practiced Scaredy Squirrel's nervous smile. Do it with me again. That's Scaredy Squirrel's nervous smile because he's really nervous. There's another emotion that she mentioned that we're going to talk about today in our story. This word is afraid. Say it with me, afraid. What does it mean to be afraid? Yeah, being afraid is when you're getting filled with fear. So something that's making you get filled with fear or something that might be scaring you and making you really afraid. Sometimes in the pictures, we can see that they're shaking. Sometimes you're so afraid that you shake and get really nervous, just like Scaredy Squirrel. I have an example of what afraid means in a sentence. Taylor is afraid of snakes. Is there something that you are afraid of? Let me hear. Ooh, those are some big, scary things to be afraid of. I have a game for you. Do you want to play? I have 4 people, and they're all showing different emotions. My job for you is to tell me which person is afraid. Point to which person is afraid. I'll give you a couple seconds. Let's check your work and see, are you correct? It was her. Did you get it correct? Yeah, she's afraid. Her mouth is open. She's like, oh no, she is afraid. Way to go, scholars. Today, when we read our story, I want you to think about, when is Scaredy Squirrel afraid? Find, when is Scaredy Squirrel afraid? When we read our story today, I also want you to look at the plot. The plot, in simple terms, is what happens in the story. What happens? What happens at the beginning? what happens at the middle, and what happens at the end. I want you to think about those key details in the story so we can look back. What happened at the beginning, what happened in the middle, and what happened at the end. When we read today, look for those three things, as well as when was he afraid. The story that we're going to read today is Scaredy Squirrel at Night. I already have some ideas of what he might be afraid of. Scaredy Squirrel at Night. Stay on and you're going to hear the story of Scaredy Squirrel at Night.
Warning! Scaredy Squirrel insists that everyone check under their beds before reading this book.
Scaredy Squirrel never sleeps. He'd rather stay awake than risk having a bad dream in the middle of the night. A few things Scaredy Squirrel is afraid could appear in a bad dream.
Ghosts, unicorns, dragons, fairies, vampire bats, polka dot monsters.
Scholars, can you list some of the things that Scaredy Squirrel is afraid of? So he's very determined to stay awake by keeping busy all through the night. Scaredy's nighttime to-do list.
Count stars. Should keep you occupied for a while.
Number 2,
Play cymbals. Loud, annoying noise is sure to keep you wide awake.
Number 3,
Take up scrapbooking. Keeps you well organized and productive.
So night after night, after night, after night, Scaredy avoids sleeping. But side effects of sleeplessness nights may include
Energy loss, moodiness, poor reflexes,
forgetfulness,
drowsiness, hallucinations, confusion,
and exhaustion. That's when Scaredy Squirrel comes face to face with something very alarming. Horoscopes. Find out what the stars predict for you.
I'm a Libra.
Libra, get ready. At midnight, all your dreams will come true. There's not a minute to lose. 11:43 p.m. It's time to prepare for the worst. A few things Scaredy Squirrel needs to face his bad dreams.
Spotlight, cupcakes, banana peels,
Fire extinguisher,
safety cones, fan, teddy bear, decoy,
sign,
pillow and blanket, molasses.
bad dream action plan.
Molasses will slow down a unicorn in a sticky situation. Dragons are a huge fire hazard, so keep extinguisher in tree. Not a fan of ghosts? Start the breeze and they'll be blown away. Place a sign upside down so bats can read it. Fairies have a sweet tooth. Distract them with cupcakes. Polka dot monsters can't spot banana peels. Watch them slip and slide. Creatures think I'm sleeping here, but I am here. Important. These creatures avoid light. Hide behind spotlight. Switch it on at midnight and creatures will appear. Remember, if all else fails, play dead until sunrise.
So Scaredy Squirrel gets into position. As he counts down to midnight, his bad dreams seem to come true, one by one. But when he turns on the spotlight, hungry intruders appear! This was not part of the plan. Scholars, I am noticing that Scaredy Squirrel is afraid. He was afraid when all of the raccoons appeared. Scaredy Squirrel panics. He steps in the molasses. He slips and slides on a banana peel. He stumbles over a safety cone. He lands on the pillow and plays dead. And falls asleep. 1 hour later. 2 hours later. 8 hours later. Scaredy Squirrel finally wakes up. Benefits of a good night's sleep may include energy gain, happiness, better reflexes, sharper memory, good health, peacefulness, cleverness, and clear thinking. Scaredy Squirrel forgets all about his bad dreams. He realizes they were just in his imagination, and nothing horrible happened in the night. A good sleep has inspired him to get rid of a few things and replace his horoscope with something much more trustworthy. A fortune cookie. P.S. As for the fire extinguisher, well, a squirrel can never be too careful. Fireflies. Sweet dreams. Didn't you just love the story Scaredy Squirrel at Night? I did. I hope you did too. When was Scaredy Squirrel afraid in the story that we just read? When was he afraid? I have a couple ideas. I noticed that he was afraid when he listed all of the things that he was afraid to see during the night. He also was afraid when he played dead. And then eventually when he played dead, he fell asleep. Too silly. Another time I noticed that Scaredy Squirrel was afraid was when he turned on his flashlight and all of the raccoons were all over the things he set up. He was so scared and afraid when he saw those raccoons. I would be too. What else did we see in the story? What was the plot of the story? Can you tell me what happened at the beginning? What happened in the middle? And what happened at the end? Start thinking about that. What happened at the beginning? What happened in the middle? And what happened at the end? Remember, these are big things that happened that tell us what happened in the whole story. When you're done thinking, I have 2 jobs for you to do. 2 jobs. Number 1, I want you to click the link below and I want you to fill out your name. And I want you to put in order the things that happened in the story. So I want you to tell me what happened first, second, and last, or the beginning, middle, and end. I want to see that in the response below. The second thing I want you to do is to get out your journal. I want you to write a couple sentences about if you've ever stayed up late. If you've ever stayed up late before, were you tired the next day? Or were you wide awake? I want to know what happened if you've ever stayed up late. So put that in your journal. I will see you here tomorrow with another story by Melanie Watt. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Love you all bunches. Goodbye.